Hi everyone, Lady Rose, Rhonda Gilbert here with you today, and I'm here with the amazing Sarah Winn.
Hi everyone.
And Sarah has some decks that she's been letting me kind of play with and look at and whatnot, so I thought I'd do a couple of deck reviews along with Sarah's help. We're in her studio, which is located in Belleville, and it's the Belleville Arts Council, right?
Quinte Arts Council.
Quinte Arts Council. She's a resident artist here in the council, which is awesome. And you probably can see some of her paintings behind us. So the first deck we're looking at is a really cool deck by Judy Hall. It's the Druids Wisdom Healing Oracle. She is the same person that does the Crystal Bibles, if any of you have the Crystal Bibles. So she has a deck out using crystals. It's brand spanking new. The cards haven't even been open, but they're all like different cards. They're just all crystals, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're all different crystal cards. So I don't necessarily need to go through the deck with you. What's the most important is the book that comes with it. So in the book, she actually shows you how to group up different crystals and whatnot, because she's got healing vibration cards or crystals, cosmic vibration cards, interactive vibration cards, earthy vibration cards. And she talks about the crystals, past, present, and future, crystal wisdom, the levels of crystal power. She talks about how to apply the cards to bring healing and resolution into your life. She also talks about attuning into the crystal wisdom and bringing, manifestations into your life. She actually has grids in here to show you how to use each of the all the different crystals. So there's some of the grids there that she shows you. Each of the crystals she goes through, let me just get to the back here. So she goes through each of the crystals that are in the deck. It's a 50 card deck, so that means 50 crystals you're working with. She talks about self-understanding is one of the headings that she does. Divination, that light came on all of a sudden. Healing insight. She talks about the chakras, what each crystal is, like which chakra is connected to, the timing of it, like should you be doing it under a Capricorn moon, can you do it anytime. She even has soul path. So for smoky quartz, basically she's got the soul path of total transmutation. So that's kind of cool, and she really goes into depth. So this is one of those oracle decks that I would totally be consulting the book all the way through the reading as well, because there's no way you're going to memorize all this, and there's just so much information with each crystal. If you want to add it to your collection, definitely this is a great one. Use the book and have fun with it. You would learn about crystals sort of accidentally just by doing your own work. Black tourmaline, flint.
Look at the pictures.
Yeah.
They're really, really nice.
And it's a good thick card, it looks like, too. Yeah.
Really thick.
Nice.
Yeah, they're not
And they're color coded as well. See, that's blue border. We were just showing you some purple border ones. So obviously once you get to know the deck and the book a little bit better, you'll know, oh, it's a purple bordered crystal, so it probably has some of this property. Selenite, good old selenite.
I don't know.
Nice.
Golden healer.
Golden healer, there you go.
Looks like a hand.
It does.
There. Anyways, quartz, whatever. Polychrome jasper.
There you go.
I love it. And then Shinga.
Oh,
yeah. So they're all really pretty.
Yeah.
The pictures are really pretty.
Yeah, it just has a single crystal, but it's also nice too that if you have crystals, you might be able to identify some of those that you don't know from the cards as well.
Right. Yeah. Book them all.
Because you can't always trust the internet. Internet doesn't always give you the whole truth.
Yeah. It's very, yeah. There's Charlotte.
Ooh, nice one. That's very pretty. So that's the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. Very intense, very, a lot of information coming at you, but you will start to learn your crystals. But not only that, you'll also start to learn how to work with your crystals. Because sometimes, like I know I have a bowl full of crystals. I don't know what they all are. Do I use them all the time? No, because, I don't always know what to do with them. But I'm getting better. I am getting better. I do a lot more crystal grids than I used to, for sure. So let's go into this one next. We have Druid Wisdom. So Druid Wisdom, I have a bunch of these kind of little decks, and they have like a magnetic opening box, and they're really kind of tiny. Like, let's compare it to the crystal one. You can see the size difference. So they're quite small cards, but they're very, very cute. This is our take 2 for these particular next decks. For whatever reason, the film didn't go, or the video didn't happen. So this is Druid Wisdom. I have one that's called Healing Doors. I've got one that's a fairy-based one. I've got all kinds of these. So this is a new one to me that Sarah found, Druid Wisdom. And we've got... So what's interesting about this deck is it doesn't have a regular art background, like most of them have the same pattern kind of thing. So the Divine Doors are kind of like this, the same kind of deck. And so what I'll do is I'll put down like 6 to 9 cards, and I get you to pick the one that resonates with you the most. So these are all different scenes, as you can see. So it's kind of nice. You could do this on your own, or if you come in for a reading, once I have this deck, you can ask for this to be added to your reading, and you pick the landscape that kind of is resonating with you in that moment. And then the wisdom is on the back side. So we have Well of Memories. Remember the wise witches whose lives were cruelly ceased. Their spells linger in Edinburgh as the morning dawns peace. And it says carry some kind of crystal. Chrysoprase, thank you, for forgiveness and release. So it gives you a piece of wisdom and a little bit of an action to do as well, some inspired action.
They all have different things on the top.
Yeah, different Celtic patterns on the top as well, because of course Druids were Celtics, right? Mm-hmm. And a big one for a lot of people, this one is trust the journey, it says. So trust the journey. You once wished to be where you're standing in life now. Look back and reflect on the journey you've traveled, how far your heart has carried you through. And then the action is hug an oak tree and it will grant you your deepest wish. I was very blessed when I had my farm. I meditated under a big oak tree almost every morning. Oak trees have a beautiful, beautiful energy, because an oak tree, of course, is, it takes 100 years for an oak tree to grow, and 100 years for it to live, and 100 years for it to die, is kind of the old adage. So there's that one, and this one's called Sacred Lakes. I'm not sure why. Oh, there's the lake at the bottom. I was like looking up here going, where's the lake? There it is.
There.
Yeah, exactly. Rest becomes welcome after a day of work and dedication. The Welsh waters of Mount Snowdon anoint you with purification. And then the action is place a small sprig of lavender under your pillow for peace. You can also do that for your spouse. It works there too. So it goes on and on like this. This almost looks like the Chanel logo.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Chanel probably took it from the Druids, the Celtics. Sorry, I can't read and talk at the same time. I almost was reading this card out to you. So this one, there's the back of it. And it's Ritual of Earth. And what's kind of nice is you could draw some of these out and kind of do almost a finger labyrinth with them. as well, or sort of a form of it. It's not a true labyrinth, but it's very meditative to do a finger labyrinth. You don't always have to be, making one and walking it. You can just do it with your fingers as well. So the ritual of earth, a circle of spirits and ancestors on earth. Your life is the blessing of the old God's birth. And the action is carry dendritic,
Yep.
agate. That was a
Dendritic.
for transformation and purification. I always check when I don't know a word because I'm dyslexic, so I try to slow down and actually sound the letters out, but most of the time I don't see half the letters. Ooh, the midnight sky. That looks cool. The midnight sky, whenever the darkness seems too hard to bear, call on Saint Bridget, who's a big goddess for the Celtic people. So big, in fact, that the Catholic Church had to create a Saint Bridget so that they could still worship Bridget, but do it in the church. Actual Saint Bridget, I think it was like 100 years later, came that she was an Irish Saint Bridget, a real person this time, not a goddess that they changed to Saint Bridget. Call on Saint Bridget to hold you in stillness and care. And the action is carry chrysocolla. Chrysocolla, thank you. That's why I have people with me when I do these things. For wisdom and deep compassion. There you go. So that's an idea of some of these cards that are in the Druid Wisdom. They're little cards, but they're very powerful. You've got it upside down, I think. And they not only have a pattern that you can use for meditation, they have some wisdom, they have an action, and they also have the landscape that you can meditate or gaze upon. And they say even seeing a tree outside, like they did this study about stressed out office workers, and they said offices need more windows so that you can look outside, and even just seeing nature or a tree or something helps to distress you. So just use these cards and it will help distress you because they have lots of trees and landscapes there. There you go.
Yeah, you could do it one a day even.
Yeah.
It's just a little, or whenever.
And
it's
not necessarily a predictor.
No.
It's just some wisdom to walk out the door with, right? So that's, I love, it's a very gentle kind of deck too. I really like that. Now, we're moving on to something that's not so gentle. We've got the zombie tarot here. So I don't know if anyone's been interested in this tarot deck. We're going to show you some of the cards of the zombie tarot. Now, like I said, this is our take 2 on this particular deck. So the backs of the cards, that's the book.
Yep.
So the book, it comes with a book and it has a description of each of the cards. This is a very serious but tongue-in-cheek deck all at the same time, because it actually does follow the RWS, which is Rider-Waite-Smith system, and it's actually pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Truthful to it, loyal to it, that sort of thing. Like, it doesn't veer too far, but it still has that tongue in cheek. And of course, it's zombies, right? So, and this
Who doesn't like zombies?
I know, right? It's always a good read when you've got a zombie deck to pull from. So that's the back there. It's a sort of a Zoloft zombie.
Yeah.
And then here's some of the cards. So 5 of hazards. So they've changed the suits up a little bit. I'm going to just remind myself of what they're doing. Major.
I think the only one that's different is hazards.
Oh, okay. Hazards is the only one? All right.
Yeah, because you got swords, wands, hazards, and...
Do you have cups?
Cups. Yeah.
Okay. So hazards is pentacles, having to do with caution, earthly based things, that sort of thing. So we've got the 10 of swords here. And from looking at this deck the last time and this time, there's a lot to read into each deck as well. It's not as gruesome. It is gruesome, but it's not as gruesome as one might think. It's kind of funny gruesome. So this
Gruesome.
is 6.
Gruesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Yum.
6
Yay.
of hazards. There's a scientist who's holding raw meat in front of the zombie that's pushing the lawnmower to get him to mow the lawn. See what I mean? Like kind of some of the humor is kind of funny. This is the Ace of Wands. So of course it's a zombie hand holding a bone, which is what the wands are about, bones and staffs and stuff. This is the Hermit. It's very vintage looking if you like vintage. It's got the patina there of a vintage card and that sort of thing. Oh yeah, 10 of Cups, show that one. So we've got regular people food, and then we've got zombie food, and they're having a dinner party and feasting and celebrating together. Zombies and humans can come together. And this is the 3 of Wands, this one. So we've got 3 zombies trying to break into something, a building of some kind with a big bone. And we've got the Knight of Wands. So the knights are also on horseback. Apparently zombies can do a lot of things. Oh, the Star card. It's a military, it's actually literally a medal of a sword, of a star, I mean. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's a fun deck, eh?
Yeah.
So we've got, this is the 8 of Wands. Almost looks like a Nancy Kerrigan kind of situation there. The Emperor. He's the protector of the zodiac, of the tarot, I mean. 3 of Swords. This is the famous one where the heart's always being pierced. This is actually not as sad as some of the 3 of Swords cards I've seen. Not quite as scary. King of Hazards. There he is. He's become a zombie. He's trapped in his own office chair. 10 of Wands. A lot of bones there. Holding on to them all. Let's see, what else do we have? 4 of Hazards.
The devil.
Oh, the devil. It's a cigarette machine. That's hilarious. I love it. I love it. The old kind of cigarette machines. Back when the bars could sell cigarettes.
That's right.
I remember in high school, we hung out at a pool hall that we could buy cigarettes at. They didn't check for ages. I don't think it even
I
applied
think
in
my
those.
teacher was smoking.
Yeah, I had a
Of the
few.
class.
I had a few. I had one teacher that would smoke in his office in the back of the class, and then when they said you couldn't smoke in school, I remember hanging out with teachers that would smoke
Yeah.
in the smoking area. Queen of Wands. She's the bone queen. Got the Queen of Swords. The queens are hilarious. She looks like a grandmother that's not to be messed with. Oh, the Tower card. There's the Tower card. Actually, it's one of the least scary Tower cards I've seen. The scary cards that are normally scary cards in tarot aren't as scary in this zombie deck, because there's a bit of like a touch of humor to each of them. It doesn't take itself seriously, but it still has a lot of the reminiscent signs of the traditional tarot. Like even the 6 of Cups, which is nicknamed the nostalgia card. It's, a little girl, because often there's children on the 6 of Cups, because it's you remembering your childhood and enjoying it, and she's hugging a little zombie there. And then who's this? This is the Hierophant. The Hierophant, yeah. So it's the TV, because back in the day when TV first came out, it's what gathered people together, and it still does in a lot of ways. When a tragedy happens, you turn on the TV, or these days you go to your phone and go to the internet, find out what happened. The World. It doesn't look as happy a card as it does in most tarots. It's sort of burning up and about to crash, it looks like. So this is one of the happy cards in tarot that kind of doesn't look so happy in the zombie tarot. The 5 of Cups, nicknamed the grieving card. So whoever made this and designed this deck knew the tarot quite well, because it is called the grieving or the mourning card, and there's a mom grieving in the graveyard with her young boy, you know, and of course there's zombies at the edge there that are probably going to eat her soon. Yeah, 5 of swords.
You got your bullets.
Oh yeah, your bullets on the box. Yeah, they thought of everything in this. Because you know you're shooting zombies and you're trying to survive. So there's a lot of prepper kind of looking cards, like, yeah, I've got all my canned goods ready to go and whatnot. And then the box is designed like it's almost like an ammunition box, and it's got the bullets on the side there. So as you know, I don't show all the cards in a deck because I want you to get some surprises should you want to add this deck to your collection. But I try to show you enough to get a vibe from it. So this is very vintage, tongue-in-cheek, but does honor and nod to traditional tarot. So I could totally, even though this is kind of a kitschy kind of deck, at least when you first look at it, I would totally be able to do a reading, and a serious reading, with this deck, because it does keep true to the traditional tarot. So those are the 3 decks we wanted to share. So thank you for joining us. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.